Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Davide and I'm an immigration lawyer in Italy. Today, we got the final decree that was published on the 4th of April 2024 regarding the digital nomad law. This law is actually real in Italy, was approved after almost 2 years of understandable balances between our ministers and etc. And today we are able to confirm some of the parameters we were talking about in our previous video. So first of all, digital nomad is a kind of visa that is an additional type of visa to all other visa we will talk about. Do not confound and not mix that you have the freelancer visa, which is for self-employed person, and you have the digital nomad visa. The digital nomad visa is the visa for whoever works on distance. It can work, he or she can work with technological instruments. This law should not be done physically. It should be a technological, computer, IT, programming, software engineering, whatsoever, that can be done by remote worker. So it's not a physical worker that have to work properly. So if you want to come in Italy for a period of up to 90 days, you can come by a touristic visa. But if you want to stay in Italy longer than 90 days, you have to go to the consulate. For example, Italian consulate in New York, Italian consulate in Canada, Italian consulate anywhere else, and apply for the type of visa. So today I'm gonna give you explanation of some specific points that you have to mandatory have in order to apply for the visa. If you don't match these criteria, this visa will be denied. Does it mean you cannot immigrate in Italy? Of course, no. That's why I'm here. I'm an immigration lawyer, so I can advise you through a paid consultation which way fits for you. But today we're going to see the digital nomad and we see and try to understand together if this is for you or not. So the first topic I would like to discuss for you is this. The first criteria to apply, you have to be a non-European citizen. That's obvious, because if you have a Romanian or Polish passport, you can just come in Italy and take the residency. That's pretty much easy. You have to be considered as high qualified worker, so not all type of work will be allowed. So physical job as, construction of shoes, that's not a type of job that be done not remotely and is unfortunately not considered as a high qualified worker. High qualified worker is type of work that should be done by getting probably a diploma or a sort of PhD that allows you. Computer engineering, software, finance, etc. So these type of sectors are the most, let's say, common in this type of application. You have to work for a company remotely, and this company should not be an Italian company. So if you're wondering, okay guys, I got a job offer from Italy, can I come in Italy by digital nomad? That's wrong. So you have to ask the invitation from inside Italy to make a recall or a sponsorship for you. That's a different type of job. It's called a blue card visa for high qualified workers. But if you come in Italy by still working for an American company, that's what you want. That's a digital nomad visa. So there are some criteria that have to be matched. First of all, for this kind of visa, you do not request a nulla osta from the Chamber of Commerce. Many of you already know that in order to make the application for this or other type of visa, you need to go before in Italy or give a proxy to a lawyer to go to the Chamber of Commerce and to the immigration office to obtain a nulla osta. The nulla osta, so the authorization to immigration, is not required in this case. That's probably an option which is good because you don't need to give me a proxy. We don't need to wait 1 or 2 months in order to obtain all the package of documents. The application has to be done directly to the Italian consulate in the country where you are staying at that moment. A quick open scope: if you are an American citizen but you are living in, South Africa, and you're resident there, you can make the application from the Italian consulate in South Africa. You don't need to fly back to New York, Canada, wherever you live. So any country of your citizenship is good to make the application. Every country of your permanent living and residency permit is good to make the application. The law states specifically that you have to be high qualified. So again, a diploma or a degree in the sector of your field of work, that's definitely recommendable. Not mandatory, but recommendable. So you have to have a qualification. If you are a designer, not graduated, but you have a course qualifying you as a designer, probably you're good to match the criteria for application to the visa. You have to be digital. So again, we already talked about this, not going to repeat that much. So it have to be done not physically, but remotely by a computer, and have to be done for a company which is not in Italy. There are so many requirements that I want to go through. There are 6 of them, so please be careful in the next section, because we want to clarify which criteria you have to match in order to obtain this type of visa. First of all, the law that was published on 4th April states that the salary, the payment they have to receive annually should be of 28,000 euros. Why that much? Because this is the criteria of triple minimum leverage salary in Italy. So you have to demonstrate to be wealthy in order to come in Italy and stay here. Italy, of course, is interested only in high qualified workers because you have to pay the taxes in Italy on 28k per year. So of course they're saying, well, welcome to Italy, please come. Second point, that's a minor point, but very important, I'm gonna mention it, is you have to need sanitary insurance. That's easable, buyable, price on like resources online. Even in Italy, there are many insurances that can sell for tourists or newcomers or expats sanitary insurance. That's not a problem. You have to need to demonstrate to have a lodging in Italy. That point is solvable by us. We can provide you an hospitality, so just general lodging. We can provide you with a rental agreement, okay, help you eventually if you're already sure to even buy a real estate. Any of those 3 are good, suitable to make the consulate understand you have a place to live. Fourth point, you have to demonstrate, that's very, very important, to have at least 6 months of previous experience in the same field. How are you going to demonstrate that this? It's a very open topic. So if you have been working for a specific company more than 6 months, that's definitely the best way to prove it. But how about if you have been working for 2 years, then you stop and then you've just found a new job? Are you eligible? Are you good to apply to a digital nomad? Well, probably yes, if you can demonstrate this previous period of work. So you have to demonstrate a job contract or a self-employment contract that demonstrates the payment, the salary, the bank transfer in order to convince the council that you really have been working in 6 months and more in the same field and sector of activity. 5 point, you have to work from remote. So again, last time I repeat this, not a physical job, but a computer job. It can be done by online, it can be done by a computer, it can be done by Skype, it can be done by a phone. I don't know any of these type of jobs that are good and suitable, but they have to be done remotely. So you stay in Italy, you live in any city in Italy, but you work for an abroad company. Remember, this point is very important. 6th and last point, you have to demonstrate from your employer that you have a sort of recommendation. That's, we're gonna call it sort of motivation letter or sort of recommendation letter or some reference letter. We don't have yet specific understanding on how this will be matching exactly. Probably the ministry will issue some forms in the next period of time. But again, you have to go to a lawyer in order to talk before to the council to understand which criteria, which methods they want to use. All these methods are written in the law. I am very well welcome to come to one of my paid consultations to understand all these criteria, how they match each other, etc., and to understand if your case is good. Again, we don't work only with digital nomad. I'm a lawyer. I officially subscribed in a bar association of Milano, so I can help you to choose among almost 30 methods of immigration. There are working, there are self-employment, there are employment jobs, there are family reunion, there are just relocation because you're a wealthy person. So there are really a lot of methods that we actually practice. And we are probably the law firm in Italy that practice most of them. Every week, we send a lot of applications, so we have definitely a lot of practice. And this is not theoretical practice, that's a really physical practice by having huge amount of communication with the consulate, with the immigration office. So any advice you need, any comment you want to leave, please write it here below. Please, I will be very, very grateful for a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your view. Bye-bye.